Hey guys, Peter here to tell you about the latest from Moonspell from Down Below, live 80 meters deep, out September 30th on Napalm Records. The album has 10 tracks, 60 minutes in length, and this is their latest live album. They are a heavy metal band from Portugal. Now this album is super interesting. The reason why it's called From Down Below, live 80 meters deep, it was because it was recorded and performed inside a cave, deep inside a cave, in front of an audience. Now, this cave is one of Portugal's 7 wonders. It's Grutas de Miradouro, a place that I visit as a child, as a teenager, as an adult. I've taken my family there, and it's beautiful, breathtaking. The moment you walk in, you start to feel extremely small considering the size and the beauty of everything around you. So for Moonspell to have the idea of recording a live album and then go there to record the album, it's outstanding because it allows them to think outside the box. It allows them to create a unique experience for themselves, for the fans that were there, and for the fans that are going to listen to it, but also allows them to showcase the beauty that exists within our country, within Portugal, and take that beauty and then expand it beyond borders and allow everything around the world to get a glimpse of it. This is what Moonspell has always been about, not just showcasing their music, who they are beyond borders, but taking that Portuguese flag and waving it proudly on every single opportunity that they are given. This record is no different. Now, the sound on this album is interesting because it almost doesn't feel like a live record. It feels almost like a remastered version of Hermitage, because they did play the album from start to finish. They also added The Great Leap Forward, a song that was part of a deluxe edition, but they really kept the album and the synchronicity of the album alive and well, and went from start to finish. They didn't alternate tracks, they didn't go wonky, they just really kept the album in its original format and they played it all the way through. But the sound quality of this record, the sound quality of this live performance feels remastered, feels a little bit more polished, it feels a little bit heavier, but at the same time it feels more organic because you still have some of the live elements permeating through it. You don't have the same synergy that you normally have on a live album because the audience, the amount of people present was limited, and obviously they have to keep in mind where they are and what's around them. They're in a cave. So there are certain limitations in terms of what they can do sound-wise and what they can do with the audience. But the fact that the audience was alive and well, the fact that the audience was interacting with the band and really responding well to the experience that they were having, that is captured in this performance, and that adds a live element to the overall outstanding quality of sound that this record puts forward. I mean, I don't have to sit here and highlight drums, bass, keyboards, or guitars because everything sounded phenomenal. I'd rather listen to this album than the original record because I feel like I'm going to get a little bit more out of this album than I do out of Hermitage. Not that Hermitage didn't sound good, it's one of my favorite records from the band, but on this live performance it felt a little bit heavier, it felt a little bit more organic, it felt a little bit more natural, a little bit more unchained, if you will, and that experience elevates the quality of these songs. Also, being in a cave to perform a record that has a little bit of darkness to it adds to the ambiance, it adds to the atmosphere of the individual songs, and therefore the atmosphere of the entire record. Fernando's vocals were phenomenal from start to finish. He was in his place, and he felt and he looked like he was in the zone. He was focused, he was determined. You could tell that there was a lot riding on this performance, there was a lot riding on his shoulders, and he took it on and he performed in a phenomenal way from beginning to end. He gave the energy that the songs needed, he gave the life that the songs needed, and I think he took something out of his surrounding and incorporated that in his tonality, in his delivery, in his expression of the content that existed already within the songs, either be musical or lyrical. I really enjoy this performance from both spectrums. If you're looking at the video and you get to watch this performance in front of you, you see the beauty of it, of the lasers, of everything that is happening, the crowd, how they're set up in that space, how small the space is, where the band is, the way they set up the band with everybody kind of facing each other so that you have more almost of a jam session kind of feel, but with people enjoying that jam session. So from a video point of view, this album offers a lot. It offers beauty, it offers spectacle, it offers interaction. It creates something more than just a live performance within itself. then from the soundscape point of view, like I said, the album sounds phenomenal. So you really can't go wrong regardless of which way you decide to approach it, if you're just listening to it or if you're watching it. I think this album is one of those for the ages, not just for the Portuguese fans that I'm sure are going to love to see this moment etched in stone forever being recorded, but also for the fans of the band around the world. It's not every day that you see a band do something like this. This is very unique, and I think we have to praise Moonspell for always thinking outside the box and for always being very unique in how they approach their music and how they approach their art. Now, some of my favorite songs on the record and on this performance are Common Prayers, Hermitage, and the Hermit Saints. Hermit Saints is my favorite song on the entire album. So it's no different from the record than it is here. I love the performance, I love the song, but I also love some of the moments that they gave the viewer when they incorporated pieces of the music videos. Like Common Prayers is a perfect example of that, including pieces of the music video into what you're currently watching. So you're not just seeing them perform in this cave, you're not just seeing the laser show, which by the way was absolutely outstanding. It was crazy good. The laser show really made up for no pyro. Obviously you cannot have pyro in a cave. The laser show made up for it. It really elevated the quality of the performance. And then when you're watching at home and you see pieces of the music videos interacting with the song that they're currently performing, it takes it into another level. It makes this feel more four-dimensional, if you will. And I thought that was really well done, really well played, because they took pieces, bits and pieces here and there, and you're still able to enjoy the live performance, but also see parts of the music video, and the scenery in terms of where they were plays really well with the music videos as well. Because there was a lot of caves and Common Prayers, for example, in the video. So you see that, and you see that interact with the current setup, with the current setting. Everything was just really well thought out. Also, from a videography point of view, this live album is really well shot because you get different angles of the crowd, of the band members, of how they're playing, of how they're interacting with one another, and how the crowd is interacting with them. All around, like I said earlier, this album is definitely one for the ages, one that all fans of Moonspell should definitely have as part of their discography. I loved watching it, I loved listening to it, and if I'm going to listen to Hermitage from start to finish, I'm picking up this album, and that's the one that I'm going to play, because I enjoy that extra bite, that extra kick, that extra heaviness, and that organic feel, that warmth that came with this performance. It's not there on the album, but it's definitely there on a live record, and this one has it in spades. This is it, Moonspell from Down Below live, 80 Meters Deep, out September 30th on Napalm Records. Let me know your thoughts on the band, on the songs, on the place in which they performed. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if you were there. We'll see you guys at the next video.